Followed the Russian to the train station, where, as I had been informed he would do, he purchased a first-class ticket to Munich. I did the same and spent a few minutes observing the flow of passengers into and out of the station, which led me to bitterly regret the state of train travel in the United States. With perhaps an hour to kill before the departure of my train, I went to the lounge where I was quickly and not unpleasantly hypnotized by the alternating stains of the hardwood floor, which contrasted nicely against the vibrant red of the chairs and the lush green of the bamboo. Perhaps this is why I didn't notice the long wool jacket hanging right in front of me. But I barely had time to consider this when I noticed something more alarming, which was that, including myself, there were at least 2 others in the vicinity wearing red fleece jackets. I considered the likelihood that they too were chaos operatives, but knew that it would be extremely dangerous to broach the subject. As my heart raced, I tried to distract myself by observing a not unattractive man who had installed himself in a chair across the room. Any fantasy I may have held, however, proved fleeting when out of the corner of my eye I spotted a movement, which even before I had looked, a sixth sense had told me was the Russian. Feeling far too exposed, I managed to slip away before he turned around, and went to the train, where I collected my wits in the bathroom. As soon as the train began to move forward, I felt better, as if my life were doing the same. The day was bright, and as we sped through the Austrian countryside, I tried to listen to a pair of travelers with whom I shared my compartment. They spoke with an extremely strong Viennese accent, however, which was beyond my grasp. We passed through towns, and although there were cars and buildings of all different sizes, I saw no people. I went to the other side of the train, where the passing frost-covered farms and trees seemed more like a memory than an actual landscape. Watching this for a few minutes, I realized that this symbolized an emotional state of remembrance in which I so often tried to avoid thinking about my own past. It seemed incredible to me that I was in Vienna, traveling on a train, with a mission to follow a man about whom I knew next to nothing. Not for the first time since my arrival in Europe, it occurred to me that the man I was actually looking for was myself, a prospect that was even more frightening than any assignment I had yet to receive. As this thought occurred to me, I was hardly surprised when the passing landscape was obscured by the trees. Rather than surrender completely to this melancholy, I returned to the hallway with the thought to locate the Russian, whom I had not seen since our departure. As it turned out, I didn't have to go very far, yet the effect of so many glass compartments and mirrors was disconcerting. In 1 second, it seemed as if he were right in front of me, and in the next, he would be gone. I looked outside again and was blinded by the motion of the sunlight across the water, and was filled with a sudden longing to see certain people from my past, though I could not fully determine whether the impulse was rooted in confrontation, forgiveness, or some combination of the two. For a second, I felt as though I were the last person alive on Earth. But soon enough, the train slowed and the conductor announced our arrival in Munich. With newfound determination, I followed the Russian, and was not deterred when he turned in my direction and almost seemed to beckon.